It certainly is that time again. Now then, the weather forecast. Oh, where are we? First of all, 6:30 in the morning, and we have 13 degrees centigrade, 55 Fahrenheit. Not bad for 6:30 really. 1017 millibars on my little device that I've got here. 67% humidity, and the flag is going all over the place at the moment. We have some sunshine, which is rather nice, but the flag can't make up its mind. I think there's a gentle breeze in kind of all directions, if that's possible. Do you remember I was talking about nicknames the other day? Martin called his brother Egg. That's good, egg as in boiled egg. And there are one or two others that I can't repeat because they're rather rude. But not to worry. Thank you for all your emails anyway. If you have a nickname for anyone or you have a nickname yourself, let me know. rants@protonmail.com. Be good to hear from you. A friend of mine, Dave, we call him Pod, as in P-O-D, Pod, because he was always known as poor old Dave for some reason, and it ended up as Pod, P-O-D. It's just stuck for years. In fact, ever since I've known him, which is goodness knows how long, decades. I've put a few photographs of our garden on the website. Hello, Brent. You asked to see a few pictures of our garden. Not a huge garden, just about the right size for me to manage. I used to have a massive garden decades ago. It was huge. I couldn't handle something like that now. I had a motor mower, which I needed because there was a huge lawn and then a further area behind a row of bushes. It was just too much to handle. But this is just right to sit out there and relax in my retirement. And there's one photo, as you'll see, of me in my favourite spot, hiding. I can't be seen from the house there. I can pretend that I'm not at home if people come round. If you want to have a look at the photos on the website, raiserants.info. Raiserants, all one word, .info. So many of you have emailed and messaged me about names, middle names. It's amazing how many of you are either called by your middle name or you know other people who are called by their middle name, known just by their middle name. I'm quite surprised, actually. I thought that it would only be a few. I thought I was unique. Unique almost. So, oh no, I'm doing the ha-ha again, aren't I? Ha-ha. No, it's amazing. Thank you for all your emails. That's quite a revelation, actually. So many people are known by their middle name rather than their first name. Totally different subject. I had an ECG yesterday, an electrocardiogram, is it? Something like that. Checks your heart. Last year, I had a text message. Is your pulse irregular? And I thought, well, I don't know. How do I know whether my pulse is regular? So I asked sister-in-law, retired nurse. And she said, well, it's slightly irregular. It's borderline, I don't know. Kind of all right, but borderline-ish. So I told the doctor that. I replied to the text. And they gave me an ECG. That was last year. Same thing happened this year. Is your pulse irregular? Well, I don't know. Back to sister-in-law. Well, I don't know. It's sort of borderline. Yesterday I had another ECG and my heart is perfectly all right. There's nothing wrong with it at all. So I don't know what this irregular pulse thing is all about. But it's best to go, isn't it? It's best to go round to the doctor. They are very good. I get text messages, not every day, obviously, but quite frequent. In fact, a little while ago, do you want a full MOT type check over? A full health check over takes about 20 minutes. So I said, yeah, I'll have that. Why not? And I went round there and they checked this and they checked that and they checked everything else. And they said, well, you are extremely healthy, young, good looking. Well, I didn't quite go that far, but I knew that's what the nurse was thinking. Also, recently I had the full blood count, didn't I? The blood test to check everything from, I don't know, from your toenail quality to your liver, your thyroid, cholesterol, to the length of your hair. The blood test covers everything. And that was all good. It is nice, actually, to know that they are taking an interest in my health. It's good. I hope you're keeping well, looking after yourself, eating properly. I don't sleep well. Anyway, enough about doctors and health. That's boring, isn't it, going on about that? What shall we talk about this Sunday, this coming Sunday? I know what they're going to be talking about on the radio and TV. The election on Thursday, July the 4th, Independence Day for everyone over the pond there. People here are saying, on Friday the 5th, it's all over. It's finished. They won't keep on about it. Oh, yes, they will. It's going to be on the radio, on the TV, analysing the whole thing. They'll have pie charts, bar graphs, all sorts of things. They voted this and they got so many seats here and they got so many seats there. That means that equates to this. Oh, goodness me. On Friday the 5th, we may well have a new Prime Minister, but it won't put an end to the constant talk about it on the radio and TV. Not for many weeks, anyway. Talking of the radio and TV back in the old days, a few of you have mentioned reel-to-reel or cassette tape recorders. Recording Pick of the Pops. Remember Alan Freeman on a Sunday, late afternoon, early evening? I've got my reel-to-reel tape recorder here that I'm still working on. But that was great. I used to look forward to Sundays. And then I think it was, 5 till 7 in the evening. Everyone would record their favourite records because they played the top 20, was it? Top 20 or top 40? Whatever it was. Then they played number 1 finally at the end at 7 o'clock. Switch off the tape recorder, go up the pub. Well, where else? That was great fun, recording the music. That's something else these days that I know it's a lot better now. You can download what you like, when you like, top quality stereo and everything. But back then, it was, I don't know, it was just wanting records and going out and buying a record. Some people had to save up to go and buy the Beatles' White Album or Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix. You know, people had to save up and buy these LPs, these albums. But recording music from the radio, that was the way to do it. I remember having a whole row of 7-inch tapes on the shelf above my tape recorder, all labelled properly, and all the tracks were listed on the back of the box that the tape was in with numbers, you know, a little counter on the tape recorder. So it might say, I don't know, Herman's Hermits, whatever, 1, 2, 3. So you wind the tape on to 1, 2, 3 on the counter, and hopefully when you press play, you get Herman's Hermits. That was all good fun back then. I liked that. I was lucky enough to have a stereo tape recorder, had a decent stereo amp and a couple of big speakers, so it was really good. I remember a neighbour coming round. She said, your music is shaking the ornaments in my lounge. Oh, sorry, I turned the bass down a bit. It really was bassy. Happy days. Another neighbour knocked on our door once and she said, I can hear music on my telephone. Well, that was me. That was my pirate radio transmitter in the shed. And it was picking it up on the telephone lines. She said, I'm trying to call a friend, and all I can hear is music. I said, that's strange. Go home and check if it's still there. Might have been a temporary fault. So I turned the transmitter off, and she came back. She said, oh, it's gone now. Well, there's a coincidence. That was a problem, though, back then, interfering with telephones, the old black and white tellies. They were really susceptible to interference from transmitters. So you had to be a bit careful. When I look back at those days, they were just fantastic. I still don't know what I'm going to talk about on Sunday. I'm going to have a think, aren't I, and get something together. If you have any ideas, I'll add them to my book. That's what I'll do. I look through my ideas book. It's full of ideas that you've all sent in to me. So I'll have a look through that, see what I can come up with. I can assure you, whatever it is, it'll be well worth listening to. Isn't that right? Don't answer that. We're off to Pulborough Brooks, at last, the wildfowl place. We're going up there tomorrow, I believe it is. So I will tell you about that on Sunday. That's something to look forward to, isn't it? I'll take a few photos and put them on the website, rants.info. Hopefully they'll be on by next Sunday. If the weather improves, we're going to get out and about a little bit. We've got Butlins in a few weeks' time. I don't know when. Is it 3 weeks? That should be fun. Monday to Friday at Butlins. I won't take... Oh, actually, I will. I'll take a few photographs of Butlins. Then you can see exactly what it is I'm talking about, what I have to put up with. Right, I shall leave it there. Thanks for listening as always. Hope you have a good week. I will see you on Sunday. Be good, be bad, don't get caught. And I shall end on this note. Ha ha, for those that like that. Ha ha. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye for now.